Good morning, Jim. Can you hear us?
I can. Good morning.
Well, hey, it was great seeing you at the Circuit of the Americas this weekend, and it was fun watching the celebration after the great win by Chase Elliott, Chevrolet's 800th win in NASCAR. What a tremendous accomplishment, Jim! And can you walk us through just the emotion going through you on Sunday, and even after watching Chase Elliott pull off that monumental milestone for Chevrolet?
Yeah, I mean, these kind of milestone wins, they mean a lot. It is a massive amount of hard work done with many partners and teams and drivers and crew chiefs. And so it was really special. I had a chance to be in Austin at the Circuit of the Americas, a place where Chevrolet's raced a lot in our history, primarily in the sports car area, but it was great to see the Cup race there. And when Chase got the victory, obviously the rain shortened victory, but nonetheless a victory. It was very sweet, and we were so excited. He obviously got the inaugural win there at the Circuit of the Americas. That was his first, the first win there. It was the first of his season, his 12th Cup win overall. Special number for the Hendrick organization at 268, tying the iconic Richard Petty Enterprises in Cup wins, and then for Chevrolet, it put 800 on the board, and we couldn't have been prouder. So many drivers and teams have contributed to that success, along with our Chevrolet engineering team. And so couldn't have been prouder. Great moment.
Good deal. We are going to open the floor up for questions. If you do have a question for Jim, go ahead and raise your hand and we will get to you as time allows. We'll continue on here. Jim, just want to speak to the importance of your relationship with Hendrick Motorsports and how they've been hand in glove with you throughout the years in the NASCAR Cup Series, and how important is that relationship with Hendrick Motorsports and the success that Chevrolet has experienced here recently in NASCAR?
No doubt. I mean, the Hendrick organization, Rick Hendrick, along with all of his leaders, all the drivers and crew chiefs, Marshall Carlson, Jeff Andrews, Chad Knaus, all of the team that's there now, but it's all that came before them as well. Fantastic partners, and when you look at 268 wins, that is a significant number. And the Hendrick organization had our 400th win with Terry Labonte, our 500th win with Jeff Gordon in Watkins Glen, our 600th win with Kyle Busch at the time, 700th with Jimmy Johnson, and now 800th with Chase Elliott. So that's fantastic. And if I might add, Hendrick Motorsports, 268 wins for Chevrolet. Richard Childress Racing, 109 wins. Junior Johnson and his team delivered 53 wins. If you add up those three teams, they're over half of the wins for Team Chevy. And so we couldn't have been prouder. And there's quite a list of top performing drivers as well. Jeff Gordon, of course, has 93 wins, all with Chevrolet. Jimmy Johnson, 83, all with Chevrolet. Dale Earnhardt had 73 of his 76 wins with Chevrolet. Darrell Waltrip, 59. Yarborough, 48. And of course, Chase had his 12th win to that list. So it was an exciting way to wrap up the weekend.
Good deal. We have a question from Bob Pockers. Go ahead with your question, Bob.
Yeah, I have a couple for you, Jim. First off, you're one of the few manufacturers involved in both IndyCar and NASCAR. Big weekend for both series, but later this year, they'll both be racing at Indianapolis in August together. How big is it? How is it important to you at all to have synergies between the two?
Yeah, this is a big weekend by itself here with the Indianapolis 500 and then the Cup race in Charlotte. So for Chevrolet, that has just been, we have a long history, obviously, in both sports. So it's huge for us. And then, one thing I will say both about IndyCar and NASCAR, from Jim France to Lisa to Ben, Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell and the whole team, they have been really working with us as a manufacturer and others in the industry around, things they can do to strengthen the schedule, and doing kind of a dual races was on our list. Obviously, we're vested in both sports, so that's going to be huge for us. And I think it's going to be great for the fans to see two different series, same track. We've obviously done that over the years from time to time with, IndyCar race and a NASCAR truck race, or on occasion NASCAR and IMSA. I'd love to see more of that because we're involved in all the series. And so for us, that would be great for us as a manufacturer, but importantly for our customers and for the fans.
And I was curious on an update. You were going to build or expand a building in Concord, and then it kind of became a GM military building. Are you still planning to build something in Concord? When could that be? And if so, when do you think that could be operational?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did announce we're going to bring a GM Charlotte Technical Center to be, and that will happen. Obviously, last year being so unique with the pandemic, we had to change gears a bit, and our GM Defense Unit won a significant contract on a infantry squad vehicle truck that is based off of the Chevrolet Colorado, obviously modified for their needs, and so they needed space to go right then and meet the requirements of the GM Defense contract with the government. So we did convert that building to GM Defense, and it's now a full production facility, building those ISV trucks for the government and for the military. We will have some news shortly on kind of what our new plans are. We're still committed to the area for a General Motors Technical Center. More to come.
Our next question is going to come from Kelly Crandall.
Thank you. Hi, Jim. So obviously you started off there talking a lot about Hendrick Motorsports. They've kind of been on top of the world lately with everything that's been going on. But last year was a little bit of a struggle. They talked about how last summer was their low point for them. I'm just curious, did you guys at Chevrolet have any conversations with them or offer up any additional resources, or is this turnaround kind of been more in-house? I'm just curious, maybe if there was anything you guys helped with kind of getting the ship righted, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the last couple of years, 2-3 years, we have not had the success that we have enjoyed previous to that. The great news is that obviously last year ended with a championship with Chase Elliott and the Hendrick Motorsports team and the number 9 Camaro. So we're proud of that. We've really come together as the team owners and Chevrolet have come together to really rally around really a consolidated engineering effort on common projects. We have commitment from Richard, Chip, and Rick to do that along with our affiliate teams. We're going to put the technical center down there. We already have the work well underway. The alliance between the Hendrick Motorsports and ECR Engines came together, and we've certainly advocated and encouraged that, and have been part of that effort to bring those two entities together. And that paid dividends for us, wrapping up last season. When you put it all together, we're working on 4 or 5 really key focus areas to help performance of our Cup program, as well as Xfinity and Truck, and that's in areas, for example, deep aero work that we're doing together. That's been going on for some time. We're doing tire development, basically getting good tire data together. Our simulation program, which is anchored primarily in the driver in the loop, which we have in Charlotte, and we're going to add capacity to that. Those are the 3 examples of 5 or 6 areas in which we are focusing together. And so huge effort by Jeff Andrews, Andy Petrie, and Tony Lunders to bring those organizations together with Eric Warren. You guys may know Eric Warren. He was at Richard Childress Racing, and we brought him on board last year in the fall. And he is a talented engineer, and he's leading up our NASCAR Cup programs as well as Xfinity and Truck. And so really engineering based. We moved our motorsports group into our engineering area last January. And so that happened, some time ago. And so we basically, I think, have really fortified our effort, and it's starting to pay dividends. But believe me, the sport, you have to be on it every second. Your competition's always moving. We're in 5-6 series around the world with Chevrolet and our other brands like Cadillac and Hummer. And so we know you have to stay on top of it. It's a pretty ruthless competition, and the competition's always trying to get back up on top. So we're seeing the improvements, but boy, hardly satisfied with where we can be going forward. And obviously we want all of our Chevy teams to enjoy the same success that we're seeing obviously with Hendrick, and we're starting to see just that.
Our next question is going to come from Ashley McCubbin. Go ahead with the question, Ashley.
Hey, Jim, thanks for your time today. Last Sunday marked the 800 win for Chevrolet. Looking back through the years, what are some of the milestone moments that have stood out for you in watching Chevrolet get to this point?
Well, I mentioned kind of the milestone, the first win obviously was Fonnie Flock. He won in Columbia, South Carolina in a Chevy. That was the kind of the beginning of the Chevy small block V8 era. And that era really was pivotal for our company in terms of, really adding incredible performance to many of our vehicles, including the ones we race on the track. If you go all the way through, there's just so many historic wins. I mentioned a few of them there. Obviously, the 100th win was Rex White in Columbia, South Carolina. The 200th win was Benny Parsons in Riverside. And then our 300th win was Dale Earnhardt in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. So there's so many that are meaningful and important. And what you'll find, I've been racing a long time, like many of you. And when you ask team owners about, the special, tell me about a win or let's celebrate a win we just had, they often pivot very quickly to what's next. What about the next win? What about, we got to keep the momentum going. How do we keep this momentum going? And so the favorite win, I mentioned a few of the historic ones, and obviously the favorite one's the next one.
Good deal. Our next question is going to come from Daniel McFadden. Go ahead with your question, Daniel.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, so
I might go ahead.
Oh, sorry. With how the race played out Sunday at Coda in the rain and how dangerous that got, and with NASCAR and Goodyear trying to develop a tire where they could potentially be raced on a short track in somewhat damp conditions, how comfortable are you with how far NASCAR might be going to embrace racing in rain conditions like what we've been seeing this weekend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. It's obviously a hot topic coming off the weekend. One thing I thank you for asking me that. One of the things that, our company Chevy's involved in a lot of these sports car series, IndyCar, others, and most all the other series, we do race in the rain. And so we have worked with the sanctioning bodies, including IMSA, which is in the NASCAR family. We've run our Corvette since 1999 in a sports car series, and then more recently we've added Cadillac to the prototype category called DPI. We race in the rain, rain tire technology. We use technologies like heated windshields, where we basically have like a micro mesh that's in between the kind of layers of the windshield that gives enough heat to the windshield to kind of keep the condensation from building. There's some other techniques that we use there as well. So racing in the rain, certainly we don't want anything to be unsafe. And there have been moments even in sports car racing where we've seen, the series put the yellow out and they'll run a lot of yellow laps, or in some cases red. So I think that every condition, every track is different, and and it just has to almost be like a game time call, if you will, on that. But I think there's a lot of experience in the NASCAR family, particularly in IMSA, and running in the rain, and then making the right calls in the moment and based on the conditions on, do you stay green, do you have to go yellow, or you have to go red. So I think I'm optimistic about it. We got to take it one step at a time. We want to keep the driver safe. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
Good deal, Jim. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Good luck this weekend as you pursue win 801 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
That would be great. Yeah. By the way, we're at our Heritage Center here in Michigan. You can see some of the classic cars behind us here. This is a '69 Chevelle over to my left, your right, and then back over here is our 1914 Chevrolet. We call it Baby Grand. We built about 5,000 of them, and we got one of them here at Heritage Center. We've got all kinds of engines and race engines and production engines, cars and trucks, and so kind of a special place to do the celebration of 800 wins. And we are looking to create some new history going forward. And 801 is something that's one of our goals. So thank you.
Good deal. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.